Wall finishes Sexywalls Podcast, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Today's topic is shipping product. Shipping product. I had a client message me, how come I can't mix my own product, meaning mix the powders together and stuff like that. So it's cheaper in weight and stuff like that. Understandable. But our stuff doesn't come in powder. That's the thing. Our stuff comes pre-mixed. The stuff that comes in powder is like hydraulic lime, stuff like that. Our stuff is all pre-mixed already from Italy. So it's basically the way this material is made out of limestone, marble, water, and resin. That's basically the 4 recipes, guys, all right? So they do the whole pre-mixed already. They have the limestone cooking. They add water to it, and then they leave it seasoning for 6 months. Minimum used to be 6 months. Now they're like breaking it down to 3 months and stuff like that, because it's so much in high demand. Then they do the same process with the marble. They heat it up, breaks down into powder. They add it to the lime plaster. So now you have lime plaster, water, because the lime plaster was powder as well. Water, the lime powder, throw it in there, right? And then resin for it to stick on the wall, right? So it's a pre-mixed, and it's a specific formula that's made. Stuff is made with scientists. It's not made just, oh, let me just put these things together. It's made properly. So that's why, so we already get it from Italy pre-mixed, okay? The worst thing you want to do is get it in different bags and mix it all together, because then something comes out wrong, then it peels, it doesn't stick to the wall. It becomes problems because it's been sitting there, stuff like that. So our product comes pre-mixed, so we send it to you already ready to use. It could be white, we can add the tint for you guys, stuff like that. So that's basically the reasoning in that. Remember, shipping can be expensive, because remember, if we're shipping a bucket normally weighs like 56 pounds. That's a full 5-gallon bucket. That's like a 20 kilo. It also comes in 24 kilos or 22 kilos, depends who you get it from. So normally it ranges from 54 all the way to 58 pounds. So it depends where we're shipping it. It could be very expensive. We're shipping it to California or Hawaii or in the islands. Shipping could be very expensive, yes. So you have to put that with the square footage of your job. So if you're charging this particular price, but you know it's going to cost you this price to bring it, you have to upcharge a little bit. It's like me. I import 20-foot containers, 40-foot containers from Italy. So let's pretend if I order $20,000 worth of product, I still have to pay an extra $4,000 or $5,000 just for the shipping for the container. So it all depends. If it's a 20-footer, if it's a 40-footer, you're gonna pay like from $7,000-8,000 just the shipping alone. So you have to divide that with how many buckets you bring. So let's pretend I bring 400 buckets from Italy, but then I'm paying an extra $4,000 to ship it here. I have to divide that $4,000 through the 400 buckets. So if this bucket costs me this, it actually really costs me this because of shipping. And then when it gets here, you have to pay fees when it comes here. So it's a big process shipping product. So the same thing goes when we ship it to customers through UPS, FedEx, or DHL. Same process, we do all the mixing for you guys. The tints that we use are not powder tints. It's all liquid tints. You don't want to use powder tints with plaster. When you add powder tints with plaster, it becomes like a pancake mix, and then there's those air bubbles, and then it pops, and then the powder of the pancake is still there. Same thing with the material, the coloring. So you don't want to use that at all. So if you do have powder tints, you want to at least water it down, break it down, dissolve it, and then you can add it to the product if you guys use powder tints. But that's very old school way, but some people still do it that way. We use from low VOC tints to no VOC tints, mineral tints. We have synthetic tints, so it all depends on that. The goal is to use no VOC tints to keep it all as clean as possible, as green as possible. We don't use organic tints anymore. That's mineral tints from Italy, because they change color. So let's pretend this is your mountain, and 1 month they get it from this side, right? So it's all the same. And then remember, the sun is coming and the rain is coming, so it all changes. And then the next following month they get it from this side. So this side is a little different from this side. So then the color could come out a little different. So meaning if you order 10 buckets, the number 1 bucket all the way to number 5 number 5 could be different from number 6 or 8 or 10, so it becomes a problem. So we use normally no VOC, low VOC, or synthetic tints, and it always gives us best colors. Like the colors will come out perfect. Like if you order 1 bucket to 10 buckets, number 1 to 10 will come out the same. That's why we don't use mineral tints anymore. It always changes, so it's a big headache. And mineral tints come watered down as well. Some of them come powder form, and we don't like using powder form. So basically, when we ship, it could be expensive, and depending how many things you want, we have to ship in different boxes. So if you're shipping if you want a big bucket of 24, 20 kilos, that we have to ship it by itself, because if we add things to it, let's say a trowel or a wax into the box, when these people are throwing around these boxes, that bucket moves. Even though we put peanuts in there, you have to put peanuts in there. You can't put airbags. Airbags will pop. You have to put peanuts in there so the bucket doesn't move, right? That's the goal. But if you start adding things to it, the pressure doesn't hold the bucket well. So the bucket starts moving. It'll start putting pressure to the wax, and the wax will break, crack, or stuff like that. So if you order 1 bucket and a trowel, that trowel is going to go by itself, and that bucket's going to go by itself. Unless if it's a smaller bucket, then we can mix things in it if it's a smaller. But if it's a full 5-gallon bucket, that's 100% always going to go out by itself. You know what I mean? So then if you order a full bucket of wax and a trowel, I could put the wax with the trowel, because that's no danger there. That 1 bucket has to go by itself. So meaning you have to pay shipping for 2 boxes, one that weighs this and one that weighs that. And depending where you're from, like look, I just shipped to Hawaii. Shipping to Hawaii is basically shipping the same price as a bucket. The bucket costs you $300. Shipping was like $270 just shipping. That's ground. Ground is basically to Hawaii, I think it's 6 days. You know what I mean? So it's all like that, So if we did next day shipping, air shipping, that bucket was like an extra $650 just to ship it, So shipping could be expensive. So it's all depending where you live, That's why some people come pick it up if I'm from Miami. So if you're from Miami, they just come pick it up. Even if they're Fort Lauderdale or Jupiter or the Keys, they'll sometimes drive down to pick it up. But if not, we're just shipping, and of course, there's a shipping cost. And it's shipping and handling. It's not just shipping. If UPS charges us $40 to ship, we still got to do the handling part, meaning the box costs us money, the peanuts costs us money, the tape, the bag that we put it, all that costs us money. It costs us money. Like when I have to order 40 boxes at a time, 20 boxes at a time, and then tape, and then this. And then the bill just for boxes and shipping stuff is $800. You know what I mean? So that's why that's shipping and handling. That's where handling comes in, from the box, tape, all that stuff. So it's an extra, depending what it is, it could be an extra $6, $5, $10, $8, whatever it is from the shipping. That's why it's called shipping and handling. But yeah, shipping can be expensive, and everything already comes pre-mixed. So that is the subject of the day of how we ship products. Sexywalls Podcast, guys. Exotic wall finishes. You'll hear nothing but the truth with me, Mr. Exotic.